One of the things I get asked most often as a film critic is, who have you met that you've been genuinely starstruck by? You know, I mean, I met Steven Spielberg, I've met William Friedkin, I met Tom Hanks, but actually the one person by whom I was genuinely starstruck was Linda Blair. Now, not just because Linda Blair is the star of The Exorcist, my favourite film of all time, but because very early on in my career, I did an interview with Linda Blair in Los Angeles in which she turned out to be the nicest, charmingest, most funny and down-to-earth person in her profession that I think I have ever met. See, the thing with Linda Blair that's interesting is this. She started off her career with a really big, notorious movie that got her a lot of attention, but also had the press saying really terrible things about her, that she'd gone mad as a result of doing the film, that members of her family had been struck by lightning as a result of doing the film. She tells a great story about being in a supermarket as a kid and people clocking her and then running away from her, screaming in terror because of the impact of that film. But she just got on with doing her job, and her filmography is astonishing. She's done a number of quite sleazy grindhouse movies, Chained Heat, Red Heat, basically the same movie. She did Savage Streets, which has recently been re-released on DVD, I think Uncut for the first time. Savage Island, which isn't even a Linda Blair movie. It's another movie that they put Linda Blair at the beginning and end of just so they can sell it as a Linda Blair movie. Then, of course, there's the comedies. Those are the films that she really likes. Things like Up Your Alley, a movie that she made with a guy whose main act was that he was called the Unknown Comedian because he was a stand-up comedian who performed his act with a paper bag on his head, therefore making him unknown. There's Wild Horse Hank, a lovely little sort of TV movie made in Canada about horses, which is another passion of hers, and my long-standing favourite, Roller Boogie. Believe me, if you haven't seen Roller Boogie, you haven't seen the best disco movie ever made. So here's what I want to know. Firstly, is there anybody else out there who feels the same way about Linda Blair that I do? That every time you see a film that she's in, you think, good for you, because you're doing good, solid work. And what's your favourite Linda Blair movie? What's the Linda Blair movie that says to you, and we're not counting The Exorcist, she's a real star?